First thing I want to say is that I set up a place that's called the case study presentations for the team to upload your presentation slide. So I can give grades for the presentation here. I didn't find a place to hold that grade for you so you can see like your presentation because not every team has already presented. So I put this here, so if you have already presented or if you are presenting today, you can upload your case study presentation slides here. And so I can give the grade on here. Okay, that's for the presentation, case study presentation. How many of you took a look at the final project description? Any difficulty accessing it? No? Okay. Okay. So I heard from one student had tech issue, could not log in to access that project description. Okay, so if you don't have problem, that's great. And next week we will have our midterm one. Okay. Midterm one will cover chapter 1 through 5 with more emphasis in the first 4 chapters. And in this week's Moodle, I gave you some example here. So if you go to this week's Moodle, there will be midterm exam example problems that show you kind of like the format of the exam. Okay, you will have more problems than this in the exam, but this shows the format. So you will have 2 parts, multiple choices, and especially like problem 1, 5, 6, 7 tells you how I'm going to test for the Excel part. Okay, I won't ask you to do it on the Excel because sometimes a small error take a long time for you to debug. Okay, and then problems. I didn't list the specific problems, but for you to, they will be exactly the same format as the homework problems. Like the part A, say formulate the LP model for this. So you define the decision variables, the objective function constraints. Okay, and to review for the problems, all the example problems that we went through in the class, those will be the most important ones. I expect everyone to know every problem that we went through in the class. Okay, and the problems from the homework assignments. Okay, and the case studies. So for example, if in the case study you didn't really do the model formulation, what you did is say put up the PowerPoint slides, which is fine to your team. You want to take a look at the model formulation, just in case a problem similar to what you did in the case study happens. Okay, so you know how to formulate that. Okay, and also those optional exercises I gave in each week. So if you have done them, great. You can just review them. If you haven't, I suggest you look at them. Okay, and if you have time, I look at the book and find a few 6 additional problems. So that's kind of like a little different from what we covered. So if you have time, take a look at them. Basically, get some more practice. Okay, so you can go through them very quickly. But don't look at the solution before you look at the problems. Okay, otherwise it's not really meaningful. It helps a little, but it's not really meaningful. You have to go through that thinking process before you look at the solutions. Okay, and here are the solutions. I gave solutions to the multiple choices and the problems. Okay, and if you have questions after this, feel free to email me, or maybe I'll make a forum here. I'll make a forum here for you guys to ask questions. Do you guys want a live chat again? So I can create like a chat like we did several weeks ago. So if someone wants to chat there, ask some questions to the class. Okay, so forum. Yeah, so you can post your solution, say, okay, I have a different solution, see if you guys think works or. Okay, so I just create a forum here for you to have some discussion here. Okay, so that's some housekeeping. Any more questions for the midterm? Case study solution, yeah, I will. Yeah, I think, oh, right, I forgot the first one, second. Okay, I will upload the solutions. Yeah, anything that's here, like the homework assignment, the case study solutions, I'll upload them. Okay, okay, great. And anything else? So covers from chapter 1 through 5, okay.
How long is it going to be?
Uh, usually, I think previously it's like less than 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's all we have next week is the midterm, and then you have is there any lecture?
No, we won't have any lecture, but what I plan to do next week is to ask you take the midterm here, then you leave. But I will put some videos online to do some model implementation for what we're going to cover today. Okay, because if we cover that before the midterm, usually it's not really, the result is not really good because a lot of people are still reviewing for the midterm. Okay, but if we cover after midterm, some people finish early, they left and they leave, and I don't want they to wait. So what I plan to do is we do the midterm here on site, and when you go home, you spend another maybe half an hour, 40 minutes on the model implementation for one of the problems we're going to cover today. Okay, so that's the next week's plan. Okay.
And then the online students, they have to be here for the midterm?
Yeah, the online students, yeah, well, online students need to be here, or I'll arrange something for them if they cannot be here.
Just thought I'd ask the question for them.
Okay, thank you. So Caleb is asking question for you guys, the online students. We'll arrange something for you guys. Okay. Okay, so that's the midterm. Now, and today's plan. First, we're going to talk about probably 3 problems in chapter 6. Okay, and we'll just do the problem formulation today. We won't do the Excel part. Then we'll have the case study presentation for the chapter 5 case and the advanced OR team, the stars in our class, will be presenting their midterm project. Okay, that's the plan today. And I don't know whether I mentioned at the beginning. I probably did. Chapter 6, the integer linear programming, is the most useful, most interesting, but the most challenging part of this class. Okay, it's my favorite part. Learning this, you can solve a lot of problems. I usually give a puzzle for the student to solve using the ILP, and I'll give that to you to solve too. Okay, but you need to learn those basic things first. Okay,